Hello again, and welcome to another episode of Creature Feature. I'm your host, Emily Welker, and we have, of course, our lovely volunteer from Love of Dog Rescue. This is Jacee, and she has brought us two friends to meet today.
I have.
The young lady in my lap is Zoey, and the young lady in her, well, not so young lady in her lap is Chobani. Both of these were our owner surrenders, right?
Yes, they were.
And they both have some interesting details about them. Let's start with Ms. Zoey here.
They do. Zoey is a 6-year-old Lhasa Apso, and she is actually diabetic. So she gets 2 shots of insulin a day, morning and night. We usually do it while she's eating because she just doesn't notice it. She's too busy scarfing her food down.
Right.
So, and it's super easy to give. We've had no problems. She's responded super well to the treatment. All the side effects she had before from the diabetes instantly quit when we got her on insulin.
What kind of side effects do dogs typically get from diabetes?
The reason that they knew something was wrong is because just like humans, she was literally drinking gallons and gallons of water.
Wow.
And she started having accidents in the house, in which she had never had before. So they knew something was wrong, and that's why they brought her in, and they did blood work and tests and found out she was diabetic.
So I know that you had said that the previous owners didn't feel like they were up to the twice daily injections.
Yes.
How big of a pain in the butt is it to try to give your dog either medication or through injection or orally or what have you twice a day?
Super easy. We feed our dogs twice a day like most people do. Some people feed them more. So if you feed your dogs twice a day, it's not really that hard to do that one extra step. And we have had no problems managing it. She's been with us for a month now, actually. We got her December 23rd. And the only thing is on the weekends, she makes us get out of bed.
Right.
Because we kind of have to keep a schedule, and so we generally feed between 7:30 and 8:30 in the morning during the week. So we have to keep that schedule on the weekend, which means we just have to get out of bed earlier.
Right, but then if you're like me, you go right back to bed.
Yes, and the dogs all go back to bed too.
Right.
So.
We have a dog at our house who also gets medication twice a day, and one of the things that I hear from potential pet parents if they have an ailing dog is, oh my God, how expensive is this going to be? But there are some options, particularly for diabetes medication, that can really cut down on costs. Tell me about that.
Yes, and Zoey, we've kind of figured it out, and she's going to be around $30 a month, probably less actually, depending on where you go, but she is on human insulin. She's on the same insulin that a family member is on. And so we just get it at a regular pharmacy. Her needles come from a regular pharmacy. So it's pretty low cost, actually, much lower than what people think. Because I've had a lot of people ask me, whoa, how expensive is she going to be? Like, can I afford it?
Right.
And $20 to $30 a month isn't that much.
No, I mean, especially when you compare it to the cost of kibble and taking a dog to the vet for regular vet checkups and the accidents and so on and so forth that befall any canine member of your family. You're getting off pretty lightly with a dog with a chronic condition.
You are, and Ashley actually said she has a dog that had recently had to have surgery, and she figured it out, and if Zoey lives to be 12, her lifetime diabetes cost will cost less than one of the surgeries.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You know, there are some concerns obviously people have when you're taking on a pet with a chronic ailment, but, you know, like you said, you can be signing up for God knows what when you're getting a dog from a pet store or a breeder or what have you. If you were to take Zoey home, you would have kind of your whole care program figured out and you wouldn't really be worried about what ifs in the future. So in the meantime, let's talk about Ms. Chobani here. She is not quite as young as Zoey is.
No, she will be 10 next month, February 28th, I believe. And she is also an owner surrender. They just, too many dogs, too many kids. Just weren't really capable of caring for everything they had going on at that time. But she's a spunky little thing. She's funny. Just today and last night, she's really started to come out of her shell. She plays with toys.
Wow.
She runs around. She gets so excited to see you, and no matter what you're doing, she's there watching you. She was into the vet yesterday, and she has typical small dog problems that you see in older dogs, luxating patellas, which is the slipping kneecaps, but they generally don't cause any problems, and hers don't seem to bother her at all, and we didn't even know about them until the vet said, oh yeah, she has them. But other than that, she's in pretty good health for her age.
Older dogs can be a lot of fun in terms of you get a lot of the, particularly with small breeds, you get a lot of the same energy that you would expect for a younger dog, but you don't have the puppy behaviors like the barking and the mouthing and the chewing up your shoes and furniture and other belongings and the peeing on the carpet and all that stuff.
Right.
Yeah.
And one thing that's funny about her is she doesn't make any noise.
Oh.
She is completely silent. Like, she doesn't whine. She doesn't bark at all. And she just wants attention. Like, she would love to just sit in your lap all day long. She would be, like, the perfect older couple or older person apartment dog. Because she's so quiet and just wants you to pay attention to her and love on her.
Right, unlike little Zoey here, obviously. Needs no attention of any kind.
Yeah.
One of the things that's great about this size breed is that they can go almost anywhere with you, can't they? They're little, they're portable, you stick them in the purse and you go.
Yes. And she loves to go places too. Oh my gosh, she gets so excited when you grab the keys and you're like, come on, let's go.
That's great.
Yes.
So if you are looking for a dog that is a little bit more of a project, because obviously if you have a 10-year-old dog, you have to take them in for the regular vet checkups. There is potential for, you know, issues that come with aging, or somebody who needs just a little bit of help twice a day, nothing major, right, Zoey? Consider one of these two lovely ladies. If these are not the dogs for you, go ahead and check out forloveofdog.org. They have many, many wonderful dogs. Just looking for that forever home, maybe with you. Once again, I'm Emily Welker. Thanks so much for joining us.